Part 1, Chapter 2, Section 16. Queen against Rook. This is one of the most difficult endings without pawns. The resources of the defense are many, and when used skillfully, only a very good player will prevail within the limit of 50 moves allowed by the rules. The rule is that at any moment you may demand that your opponent mate you within 50 moves. However, every time a piece is exchanged or a pawn advanced, the counting must begin afresh. Example 40. This is one of the standard positions which black can often bring about. Now, it is white's move. If it were black's move, it would be simple, as he would have to move his rook away from the king. Find out why. And then the rook would be comparatively easy to win. We deduce from the above that the main object is to force the black rook away from the defending king, and that, in order to compel black to do so, we must bring about the position in the diagram with black to move. Once we know what is required, the way to proceed becomes easier to find. Thus, Queen e5 check. Not Queen a6 because Rook c7 check, King b6, Rook c6 check, King takes c6, stalemate. The beginner will invariably fall into this trap. So, Queen e5 check, King a8, or King a7, Queen a1 check, King b8, Queen a5. In a few moves, we have accomplished our object. The first part is concluded. Now we come to the second part. The rook can only go to a white square, otherwise the first check with the queen will win it. Therefore, Rook b3, Queen e5 check, King a8, Queen h8 check, King a7, Queen g7 check, King a8, Queen g8 check, Rook b8, Queen a2 checkmate. The student should find out by himself how to win when Rook b1, Queen e5 check, King a7. Example 41. The procedure here is very similar. The things to bear in mind are that the rook must be prevented from interposing at b8 because of an immediate mate, and in the same way the king must be prevented from going either to a6 or c8. Example 42. We shall now examine a more difficult position. Many players would be deceived by this position. The most likely looking move is not the best. Thus, suppose we begin Queen e5 check, King f8, King g6, Rook d7. The only defense, but unfortunately a very effective one, which makes it very difficult for white, since he cannot play Queen e6 because of Rook g7 check, King f6, Rook g6 check, draws. Nor can he win quickly by Queen c5 check because King e8, King f6, Rook d6 check, driving back the white king. Now that we have seen the difficulties of the situation, let us go back. The best move is Queen g5 check, King h8. If King h7, then Queen g6 check, King h8, King h6. So, Queen e5 check, King h7, best. King g5, Rook a7, best. If Rook g7 check, then King f6 leads to a position similar to those in examples 40 and 41. Queen e4 check, King g8. Queen c4 check, King h7. King f6, Rook g7, Queen h4 check, King g8, Queen h5. And we have the position of example 40 with black to move. Let us go back again. Queen g5 check, King f8, Queen d8 check, King g7, King g5, Rook f3. The best place for the rook is away from the king. King h7, queen d4, rook g7 check, king f6 would lead to positions similar to those already seen. Queen d4 check, king f8, king g6. If queen d6 check, king g7, queen e5 check, king f8, king g6 would also win the rook. The text move, however, is given to show the finesse of such endings. White now threatens mate at d8. Rook g3 check, king f6, rook f3 check, king e6, rook h3, white threatened mate at h8, queen b4 check, and the rook is lost. Note in these examples that the checks at long range along the diagonals have often been the key to all the winning maneuvers. Also that the queen and king are often kept on different lines. The student should carefully go over these positions and consider all the possibilities not given in the text. He should once more go through everything already written before proceeding further with the book.